Stay tuned for these delicious donut holes. Alright, so in front of you have 2 eggs. Over here we've got some almond flour, we've got some arrowroot, baking powder, cinnamon, vanilla, and I've got liquid stevia. I'm not too sure I'm going to use liquid stevia or maybe some Truvia. And there's one guy missing out here, one player, and that is nutmeg. Anyway, so what we're making today is ketobetic Aline. We can never say it, but she did a recipe for donuts, or donut holes to be specific. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to make some donut holes that have a little bit of cinnamon and sugar on them. So we got 2 eggs, 2 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream, 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract, which is a lot, but who doesn't like vanilla, right? 1 tablespoon of cinnamon, teaspoon of, I stand corrected, half a teaspoon of nutmeg. Nutmeg's an interesting spice. I don't even know if you really, I guess you would, I don't know if you'd call it a spice or not. This one's a little old, hopefully it's okay. It smells good though. All right, so I'm gonna go with Swerve, and I'm gonna do a whole tablespoon. That may work and it may not, so, boop. Oh, I don't know. Well, let's go with it. Now, this is gonna be 1.5 cups of almond flour. You know, I could have probably have cut this recipe in half, but let's just see what it goes like anyway. We've got 1 tablespoon of, actually, correct, there's 1 in there already. 2 tablespoons of arrowroot, tablespoon of baking powder. That's a lot, but I'm sure there's got to be a lot of rising in the dough. All right, next we blend it with a blender. To fry those guys, so let me turn on this fry pan that I've got in it. 2 different types of oil. I've got this coconut oil, non-dairy, butter flavored. I thought that the butter flavoring would add to it. Problem is that, well, this one isn't too expensive, but you do go, if you're gonna deep fry, you do end up using a lot. And then here I've added some light olive oil, not extra virgin, because the heat point, or smoke point they call it, is, this is more, I think this is like 350 to 400, and this is like 400, but I don't think I'm gonna be having this up to 400. It probably would be about 350. So you wanna hear something ironic? Those flowers back there, nice, aren't they? Ironic is that here I am frying donuts, and then this shows up at my door with FedEx. Now, what's interesting about this is that High in Faluda, I think it is, Faluda channel on YouTube, he was doing a French fry comparison, and he was using one of these air fryers, and he wasn't really recommending it, but I guess the company had sent it to him to do a sort of product, not in product endorsement, but like a usage, I guess. And he said, he was very honest and said that he would give his honest opinion, but because, and that if the company, if he were to do this and put a YouTube video up, that he wanted anybody that watched the YouTube video to be able to have a discount, and that he would have a free one in order to give away to one of his YouTube subscribers. So I took advantage of that and got the 10%, and it looked like a quality item from the video, so I went with it. With the batter, I'm going to scoop it out. I don't know if maybe that may be too big. Well, I mean, that looks like a donut hole, right? Maybe a one-sided donut hole. I'm waiting for the fat to heat up, but it's actually the dough is very airy and light, which is pretty interesting. I'm curious to see how this cooks. A couple of side notes: they are a little bit bigger than what I think that they were supposed to be from that scooper. I think she used like a teaspoon and dropped them in. And I don't know if you've ever made donuts or not, but I'm gonna do a little. But usually the top is what they float, and you gotta end up flipping them anyway. So I'm just gonna cover them with a little bit of fat, oil, fat. Anyway, what's interesting is that this stuff, I know it's butter flavored. It smells. There's no good way to put it, but it smells. I don't want to say that it smells like butt, but it smells. Actually getting pretty big. Up some Swerve powdered sugar. Well, it's not sugar, but and cinnamon, and sprinkle it on them. I'm just gonna dip this one in there. They're actually very good. My second batch kind of burnt a little bit. First batch, I think I may have had the heat a little too high, but they're actually very good. All right, so here's the money shot. They look a little dark, probably from the video camera. They're not as dark as they look, maybe just through my viewfinder. But lesson learned is make sure that the heat of your oil is not, I had it set for a little over medium high, or really medium high, but it should have been maybe in between medium high and medium. I have gas, natural gas, which is different than electric, so you may need it at medium high if you have electric. And also try to have it so that you can submerge them, so the oil is over them. I still think that they would float, so you'd have to flip them anyway. But they are very, very good. They're very, very crispy. If you are craving something crispy, these are pretty good. I would recommend them.